My name's Lauren Young and I'm a physiotherapist at the Dorset Orthopaedic Clinic. For me, Real World Rehab is about helping a person transfer their clinical skills into a community environment that is relevant to them and their needs. So working with the patient to understand their objectives, their personal goals, and then thinking about how we can transfer targeted exercises and strengthening into a real world environment. How can we apply that to something that they recognise?
My name is Andy Merry. I'm from Deal in Kent, near Dover, and I'm a Yeoman Warder at His Majesty's Tower of London. About 8 years, maybe 9 years ago, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, secondary progressive multiple sclerosis, and after a couple of years of that, I was put onto a thing called an FES, a functioning electronic stimulator, which I wear on my leg, and it worked brilliantly to start with. It counteracted the foot drop that I experienced. But over the years, the disease has spread and got worse, and so the FES has become less and less useful. A friend of mine had a friend who had benefited from a thing called a C brace, and that I should investigate and research it, so I did, and that's what led me to Dorset Orthopaedic in Egham, and here I am, cutting about the Tower of London with a C brace.
Upon assessment, it became quite apparent early on that Andy has gluteal muscle weakness on both sides of his body. So we've been really focusing on trying to improve glute med control through a series of targeted exercises, which we're hoping to progress as we move forward by adding resistance bands or different weights, changing the position in which we undertake them. So we started off the day with some strengthening exercises to try and wake up those muscles. We used a muscle stimulator as well to try and improve that further and ultimately to try and accelerate outcomes as we move through the programme. Then over the course of the day, we've tried to use that activation within our training. So looking at the timing of muscle contractions, prompting when to squeeze those muscles in certain parts of the gait pattern, and ultimately relating what we've been doing on the floor to the walking pattern.
So it's all about building up that strength, and for the last couple of days Lauren has come to the tower. This is where I work, this is where I need to use it day to day, so she's agreed to come here to the tower and help me navigate the very difficult terrain of the tower. It's sort of cobbles, stairs, slopes, uneven ground, so this is a real test for both me and for the C brace.
So the C brace is an orthotic device that is designed to try and mimic a physiological gait pattern. It's like scaffolding that can support someone to improve their gait pattern, but they still have to have a degree of muscle activation and an understanding of how the device works to get the best out of it. It will change the level of resistance that it offers on slopes and stairs to ensure that people can walk in a more controlled manner, which in turn will also reduce their falls risk and improve their safety. And it ultimately aims to reduce energy expenditure by promoting that natural gait pattern that people like Andy have often lost through their compensations and the different issues that they encounter with their illness.
The C brace is an amazing piece of kit, and it is helped me a lot, but there's a lot of work to do. I need to learn to walk with it, I need to build up my strength, I need to trust it. For the last few years I've been walking in a certain way with this FES on, and that's how my brain wants me to walk. The C brace and Lauren don't want me to walk like that, and rightly so, so there's a lot of work to be done. It's mentally challenging as well as physically challenging actually. So we're here today, the last couple of days, to try and get me through that, leave me with some work to do, homework, I'm sure.
So over the course of the last few days, we have continued with a targeted strengthening regime and looking at all the underlying factors that might be impacting on C brace use. We haven't wanted to neglect them, and we've spent a lot of time undertaking gait training around the tower, focusing on lots of different terrains, including cobbles, slopes, very challenging stairs, and trying to improve technique, control and confidence on all of those different terrains. The environment's very unique and it's not something we can replicate in clinic or in the surrounding areas of our clinic, so it's really important that as physios we're flexible and can transfer rehab into environments that are relevant to our patients.
My job as a Yeoman Warder, or B-feature as we're commonly known as, involves an awful lot of standing around. So we stand a lot, we walk a lot, during the day, and at the tower we're constantly moving around. So there's stairs, there's cobbles, there's slopes, there's uneven ground, and that's becoming more and more difficult with my FES, as my FES struggles to lift my foot off the ground. So the C brace is going to give me that movement. It's going to help me move around the tower a lot easier. It's going to be less tiring ultimately, and so yeah, it's going to keep me at work. It's going to keep me doing what I really love doing. So yeah. I think having MS affects people very differently in different ways. I have chosen to not feel sorry for myself having MS. I chose to climb a mountain as soon as I found out I had MS. And having spent 25 years in the Royal Marines, for me the idea of giving up, the idea of not challenging myself, it doesn't make any sense to me. So I have to challenge myself. And so having MS, it would be very easy to give up and just sit on the sofa, feel sorry for yourself, and not pursue the things that you always have done. Because of my military upbringing, if that's the right word, I've chosen to face it. I've chosen to fight it. I suppose it's a war I can't win, but I fight it every day. And so my advice to people with multiple sclerosis, and this is how I deal with it, I'm not saying this is how you should deal with it, but it's don't let it stop you doing the things that you want to do. I climbed a mountain, and I was able to climb a mountain at that time. For some people, the mountain is walking to the bathroom. For some people, the mountain is walking to the shop. But if that's your mountain, go and climb it. It doesn't have to be a physical mountain. So that's my advice, if that's the right word, but that's what I would say. Don't let it defeat you. Easy for me to say, and it doesn't work for everybody I know, but you've got to do the best you can.